Hey everybody, this is Alphazar at your service. I'm going to do a review on the new episode of JoJo's Kimyo no Boken Stardust Crusaders Egypt Hand Episode 2. In other words, it's just called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders the second season. For this episode, I gotta say, I actually had a fun time. With it, you know. Seeing how some moments came here and there, and I actually had some feels for one thing, but that's on me, okay? Some of y'all may think I'm just crazy and so forth, but I'll just get started right away. Okay, we are back where we left off with last week's ending, you know, and so far, of course, one of our main characters is knocked out for the meantime. Well, he isn't knocked out, but he's pretty much unconscious so far. So far, if I were to understand, they are not to make any movements or anything, because if they do, they are more likely to die. And so far, we see to it that our buddy Avadel tries to make some tricky movements. However, that did not work out so well, and he gets cut in the neck or something, unconscious. And well, hopefully it's just like a shock thing whatsoever. And of course we see that, let me see here, that Jotaro decides to be a distraction, but it looks like he was a distraction. However, he's using Iggy, and he says, "You better tell me where the enemy is, otherwise you're gonna die too." And so far we see to it that Iggy decides to fly and gets towards the enemy. Jotaro was about to hit the sand, but he ends up using his feet to push himself up. And of course, the bad thing is when the dog is actually losing a lot of stuff, is losing his mobility to fly, he's actually using Jotaro as bait to kill him, and Jotaro's like, "You freaking little." And just before he's about to get hit, Jotaro decides to use the dog and swing it at use Iggy and swings it at the blind man, which is one of the 9, and therefore the blind man had to block himself, and Jotaro somehow ends up being behind him right away. And so the guy says, "I'm defeated, but I need my cane to get back home." Then he drops it. However, Iggy was a little worried about something, you know. And I'm not really sure if Iggy was trying to warn Jotaro or the old blind man, but either way, Jotaro punches him right in the chest and says, "Don't worry, you're not critically injured or anything. I held back a bit." I go like, well, at least that's one thing to understand. That's one thing to understand, you know, and so forth. So we see to it that our friend here, Jotaro, was about to maybe interrogate him. However, the guy knew that was coming, so he committed suicide. And he tells him he's always been alone in this world, and he's never been afraid of the cops, you know. And Dio was the only one that actually acknowledged his existence, and that's why he's afraid about dying, being cast aside, and so forth. But he did tell him about his stand, however, and then the 9 Egyptian gods. And I go like, that reminds me of the 9 Nazgul, you know? If you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, if you saw Lord of the Rings and so forth, you know. And while the Nazgul is like a fiction kind of thing, and Egypt might be is like real history, but I don't know. But overall, we see to it that we did see a little bit of maybe more of Dio's body. He looks to be in good shape a bit, but to be exact, not really sure about that. And as the episode keeps on progressing, we see to it that after he told everything to Jotaro, not everything about the other 9, you know, and therefore he dies, and Jotaro, I think he made a grave for him, which seems to be a little emotional, you know, because I never thought Jotaro would actually give him a grave like that, you know. And of course, Iggy is hateful towards Jotaro, but he grabs his hat for him, and therefore Jotaro puts on the hat. However, I heard a squish ski thing kind of sound, and I thought it was dog's poop. I'm not lying. I thought it was Iggy's poop whatsoever, but it was gum. And I'm going, okay, that's better than Iggy's dog poop. Okay, I'm being literal right now. Because I'm pretty sure Jotaro's like, this dog is no ordinary dog, that's for sure. I go like, of course he isn't. What do you think? How the heck do you think he managed to get out of the car in time? And so forth. So, yeah, I think that's about it. And after that, after the credits, we end up seeing a boy reading a comic book, and one guy's like a manga person. He says, hey, can I buy this book off of you? And then the guy says, hey, no way, blah, 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 that kind of thing. He tells him to get off or something. I think he's the older brother, so yeah. Also, we see to it that, that he was about to get on the bus. However, the little brother tells him, hey, take a look at this. He says, oh, it can't be helped. And then the guy who wanted to be a manga artist actually got stabbed by an electric pole. Well, that actually happened in the comic he read. So I go like, who is this guy? A guy that could make a curse that could happen, or some kind of futuristic thing that could actually like tend to happen? But honestly, it's crazy. So I don't really know exactly, but things are gonna get a little bit more hectic from here on the next episode, because I don't know what to expect. But as always, they always find a way out. Find a way how to get out of the situation. Anyways, this was a nice episode. Some funny moments here and there, especially the dog. Oh my gosh, he just makes me laugh all the time, and so forth. Just thinking about it. So I think that's about it. I'm gonna end my review for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure here. My next review will be Assassin Classroom or Ansatsu Kyoshitsu. So expect that one up in about like 30 to 60 minutes at most, and I'll see y'all till then. Alright, I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you on my next video. Later. Peace out. Bye bye.